Good evening, or should I say good morning, all. How's everyone doing? This is one I've been thinking of for a while. People ask me why I'm a bleeding heart liberal anymore, and I'll tell you why. Here's a couple stories when my heart stopped bleeding for people. I'm still a liberal, but between a moderate and a liberal. I remember a few occasions involving the community garden and other occasions we were delivering food down to downtown Norfolk to the Union Mission that people in the garden grew that was being donated to the garden along the farm market. And on a couple of occasions, some of the homeless guys hanging around that were going to be recipients of the free food were asked to help unload the truck, and they pretty much were kind of nasty about it. Some of them walked away and never helped. And that was consistent 100% of the time. Strike one when my heart stopped bleeding for y'all. Another instance is even in the liberal group, we got some problems, and we need to put an end to it. Because I remember going off base all the time, and there was a few parties. There was Tom Palumbo's birthday party, and I think a 1 year anniversary party, and I don't even remember what some of the other parties were. It says they were pretty good parties. But what really annoyed me was there was a couple dozen of us that I remember seeing at the Obama Deeds rally, at the community gardens, at the Veterans for Peace, at Amnesty International, at all kinds of different activities, at Susan Posey's Fair Trade Festival, and all other stuff. But at the party, you always had like these 20 people that showed up, and they were always potluck dinners. These people never brought no food, never brought no beer, they never brought no pot, they never brought no nothing. But they always came with their appetites. And some of these people would sit and brag how they hadn't worked in years. And I'm sorry, that just doesn't go over well with somebody that's working and going to school and still has time to go do all this activist stuff and is dragging his butt to this party totally tired. Well, that doesn't sit right with me either. I was told by some that, well, they're human beings and they have a right to eat too. Well, know something? They need to realize they're human beings and get out there and do something, because life ain't a give me. Like, I understand some people want to live on the street, some people want to live in a mansion, and people have all different lifestyles and want to live different ways. That's all well and fine. But your lifestyle should not infringe or cut off somebody else's lifestyle in the way they want to live. Basically, I mean, the way I always put it is you're going to have a fried chicken dinner. Last time I was on my grandfather or Sandy's or any other friend's farm, the chicken didn't come out, take an axe to its own head. It didn't gut itself, cook itself, fillet itself, bread itself, put itself on a plate, and walk it over to the table and serve itself to you. Neither did the fish jump on out of the river into your cooking pot, filleted, and then bread itself and put itself on your dinner plate. You know, even eating and providing shelter as human beings, as all animals, right down to the smallest and up to the biggest element, all animals are responsible for their own eating and their own shelter. So I think it's a crock that some people just expect to have everything totally handed to them. That's strike two while my heart stopped bleeding out for everybody. Another instance, and this is recent in Norfolk, the Occupy Norfolk group. Nobody wants to say too much about the subject because the same thing, you mean an asshole, you know, you can deny the person food. Well, there was this dedicated group of young individuals, and they were down in Norfolk camping out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 30 days. Around, this was just before the police raid and the campsite got busted. A few days before that, you know, it was commented by a few people, and there was also some other posts on Facebook, which I believe were removed. But you had the homeless people showing up there like it was a food pantry, and some of us, and Food Not Bombs, and I can't remember her name, but they were bringing food down to feed these people as they were out there fighting for all our rights against the bank corruption. Well, these homeless people would always show up and eat the food and just disappear when it came time to like help clean up the campsite and everything. You know, once again, life ain't easy. There's always something you got to do yourself. You got to provide your own food and your own shelter. So there's at least three examples, and those are over the last couple of years recently. If people want to know when my heart stopped bleeding for some of these lazy ass motherfuckers that just don't want to do shit. Well, I'm still a liberal, but I believe there's people out there that deserve help, and I believe there's people out there that you shouldn't help and let them help themselves. Peace out, people, and have a wonderful day.